Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to 10x pre-conference series. Are you excited? If you're excited, I want to see you in the comments. My name is Martha, and I'll be your host this evening. Today, we're having a very special guest, and we're also talking about something very important that would help everyone navigate in the course of our journey. Today, our speaker is someone who has made valuable impacts in the industry, different industries actually, and he has over 12 years of experience. And he has also done a lot of things for the youth. So I'm going to talk about him briefly, but before then, if you're joining us on this live, kindly tell us your name, where you're streaming from in the comments, okay, so that I can give you a shout out. Um, I don't know how to express, my feelings about this session tonight, but I hope everyone joining us is going to have a fantastic and amazing experience this evening. Okay, so let's talk about our speaker this evening very briefly. He is someone that has accomplished business innovation, and he is a technology strategist with over 12 years of experience in industries such as finance, technology, construction, oil and gas, communications, and even manufacturing. He is a founder and lead strategist of the Planetary Solutions Limited. And he has also been the chief executive consultant of Get Advantage Consulting Limited. He specializes in HR, his skills in development and entrepreneurship training. He is also a passionate advocate for youth empowerment. This man leads Get Advantage Foundation, and he is the visionary behind the Employability Project, TEP, which has made over 2,000 impacts on undergraduates, graduates, and even unemployed individuals. Through these initiatives, such as Employability Campus Store and Youth Employability Conference, he has used his expertise in business structuring, branding, human resources, strategy, technology integration, mentorship, and advocacy. And since 2017, he has trained over 5,000 MSMEs and also aspiring entrepreneurs to build and scale their businesses. With so while he's accomplishing all of these things, he has also coached more than 10,000 individuals in personal branding, career development, and skill monetization. This man has made so much impact, and he's also an author of several books. About these books are about personal and business growth. And he also has a license in business development service provider. And he is also, like I talked about, he is a HR professional. Mr. Harry is also a Google certified digital marketer, and he is a social media strategist. He has a lot of experiences. I mean, someone that has over 12 years of experience, you can imagine the kind of things that he has done that the books are not even keeping in check, right? He's also um, he's also from the African Institute of Media Studies and an information security manager by the United Nations. He has also received advanced training in personal development, like I mentioned earlier, business strategies, and design entrepreneurship, solidifying his position as a thought leader. So this makes so much sense now. While someone with all of this experience will be teaching us how to be an outstanding and valuable person in different industries. Amazing, amazing. I am very much excited about this session. This speaker you're about to meet has held key leadership roles, including acting general manager of ICT and administrations at the Dixon Transatlantic Mortgage Bank, rather. And he has also pioneered administrator of the Bielsa Tech Hub. So he has also made so much impact in Bielsa State. The people of Bielsa are so lucky to have him. He has also led market expansion and revenue districtions efforts and co-founded Startup Bielsa. So Startup Bielsa is a social enterprise that fosters youth self-resilience, SME support, and digital literacy. I am so wild. I am so wild about this man. He is, or he was, a notable senior program specialist on the youth development at the African Youth Commission Nigeria, AYUCN. He has also developed technology and entrepreneurship programs for young Nigerians. His 2023 initiatives on employability, campus tour, and youth employability conference have reached over 1,700 students and graduates, equipping them with practical skills for post-academic success. Mr. Harry is an active member of several professional communities, including Startup South, DigiClan Africa, and South Regional ICT Forum. As a volunteer mentor with the Tony Elumelu Foundation and Micromentor, he supports aspiring entrepreneurs with guidance and free business trainings. Through his social media platforms, Mr. Harry's journey, we can tell that he has reflected unwavering dedication and innovation to empowerment and made notable impacts in leadership. He continues to inspire changes and transforms life, and also as an advanced economic development. He has done so much through his work. I am so happy, and I can't express how my feelings for this session are, but ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to waste so much time. I want us to get on with this session and extract value. Join me in welcoming Mr. Harry Poppen to the stage. Please, a round of applause for him in the comments, okay? Welcome, Mr. Harry Pobeni. Welcome, and thank you for joining us on today's pre-conference series. We are so glad to have you here. So, guys, please, if you are watching us, tell us your name, where you're streaming from, and please let's welcome Mr. Harry. You have the floor now. Good evening, sir.
Thank you, Martha. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I am very excited to be here. I also look forward to be at the live conference. I have programs that are conflicting, but I hope that I'm able to sort them out as soon as possible so I can be there live. So this evening, I just want us to quickly look at 5 steps to become the most valuable asset in your organization, in where you work. It may also be that you own a business, and this is something you can teach the people who work with you. In today's competitive landscape, organizations don't just look for talent. Talent is not enough. I have that somewhere in one of my books, Lemons, Lemon Juice, Lemonade. Talent is not just enough. Talent is like lemon. You need to squeeze it to get lemon juice. And even when you get lemon juice, you need to season it to get lemonade. And talent is like that. You need to practice with it. You need to hone it into a skill, and then you get to the point where you're a professional, you're an expert, and all of that. So organizations today are not really looking for just people that are talented. They are also looking for people who can multiply value, people who can increase value. And so to become that indispensable asset to your company, to be able to elevate your worth within the organization where you work, you must be able to exceed your job description. Some of us, where we work, we assume that we are doing our employer a favor. And when we see responsibilities that will probably help us stretch our capacity, we keep ourselves stagnated by saying things like, it's not my job, that's not why I'm here, let them give it to somebody else. Every time you avoid responsibility, you shy away from the possibility of expanding. Responsibilities are what enable us to expand. They are what gives us the platform to exercise what we know how to do. The more you use what you have, the more you're likely to improve with what you know and know more. And so to be that indispensable asset in the organization where you work, you must exceed your job description. You must exceed just what the job said on paper. You must constantly create impact. Intentionally, you must create impact. If you do not create impact, you cannot 10x. If you're not adding value beyond what is written on paper, you cannot 10x. And this evening, we want to look at 5 steps you can take to be able to 10x and become that indispensable asset where you work. And the first one is own the mission. Own the mission. Step 1, own the mission. I will just put that in the comment section in the chat area so we are able to follow. Step 1 is own the mission. Wherever you work, the moment you start to see yourself as a stakeholder and not just an employee, your mindset changes. Your mindset shifts from it does not concern me to how do we make it work. And people who behave this way are people who naturally grow in organizations. They 10x faster than others. One interesting thing about the private sector is that unlike the public service where there are statutory years for promotion, it is not like that in the private sector. Even when it is captured on paper, you can 10x your way and get promoted 2-3 times faster than necessary or faster than the company's policy. I am a living testimony to that. In some organizations, if you 10x properly, you could be promoted 2-3 times in a year. I got the opportunity of being promoted twice in a year. And that did not come from doing just what was written on paper as my job description. It came from taking initiative. It came from owning responsibilities. I remember at one point in my career, I was a database administrator, and my boss said, you are a database administrator, you have no business fixing systems. So even though I know how to fix systems, I was not allowed to fix the systems because my direct boss said it was not my job. But I couldn't pretend that I don't know how to fix it. I couldn't pretend that I don't see what it could save the company if we were fixing it internally. And so one of those days, my boss was out of town, and I decided to fix the systems, fix the printers, fix the scanners. I fixed everything, send them to where they need to go. Offices that were using printers connected to other offices from the network, I had to connect them to their own printers. In the end, we had more efficiency, we had more productivity. That single act gave me my first promotion because at the end of the month and at the end of the quarter, when the P&L came out for each department, my department's P&L had gone down drastically compared to what it used to be. And management wanted to know what happened, that our P&L for ICT had gone down. I was invited to come and explain. And the explanation was simple. I took initiative to fix problems that needed fixing. That gave me my first promotion. Why? Because I owned what I saw. I took responsibility. I didn't say because it's not written on my description sheet, it's not my job. I took initiative. So I'm saying to you, step number 1, if you want to 10x, first thing is to own the mission. What is the mission of the company where you work? What does the company want to achieve? Put yourself in that mission. So I'll give you some practical actions to take. Number one, ask yourself, what does success look like for the company, for my team, and for my role? What does success look like for my company, my team, and my role? If you ask yourself that question and you answer it truthfully, you would see the role you have to play in the value chain of the company's growth. Number two, translate your role into business impact. As a person, you should be able to see how your own day-to-day role, how your day-to-day role improves the company. How does it impact on the company's bottom line? How does it help the company become more efficient? How does it help the company scale? How does it help the company to be more productive? How does it help the company to do things better? How does your work help grow revenue, reduce costs, or improve efficiency? These things should be your responsibility. Number three, proactively look for gaps or areas where you can step up. This is how you can activate promotion for yourself. This is how you can activate growth for yourself. You look at gaps, areas in your office, in your unit, in your department, in your value chain. Look for areas where there are gaps that you can step in and provide solution. Do that intentionally. If you do it consistently enough, management will notice you. Now, this is beyond just management noticing you. For every time you take such initiative, you're building your own capacity. For every time you step up, you are improving yourself. The skills you build, wherever you work, you will live with those skills eventually. You're not building it for the company, even though the company is going to benefit from it, even though your team is going to benefit from it. You're building it for yourself. Your personal growth is your responsibility. And so for every time you take an initiative, you are improving yourself. To round up number one, let me give you this mind shift code. Stop thinking like a job holder and start acting like a co-owner. One of the easiest ways to own the mission of where you work is to stop thinking like a job holder. After all, I am just an employee. Stop thinking that way and start thinking like a co-owner of the business. Think like someone who has a stake beyond salary in the business. Think like someone who tomorrow will run his or her own business. However you run someone else's business, however you contribute to someone else's business, it is natural that that is how you will run your own business. Some of us tell ourselves that when it gets to our turn, we will do it better, we will do it differently. That's not true. If you're not careful, yours will be worse. Because you tell yourself, it belongs to me. I can do it anytime, no problem. Let me just rest. I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. You end up not doing it. So whatever you can't do in someone else's business, you may not be able to overnight do that same thing for your business. It takes practice. The things you learn, they become permanent. And when you get to your own business, they will become second nature. You will do the same things. If you do not wake up early to go to work, you may not be able to wake up early to go to your own business. You can't cheat nature. You can't cheat nature. Step number two. Master key competencies. Master key competencies. Being good is no longer enough, especially with AI integrations everywhere, technology everywhere. People are smarting up every day. Being good is not enough. You must 10x to improve, 10x to produce better value, 10x what your impact is. You must multiply your value. You must continuously improve on your core and complementary skills. Sometimes what will even give you the recognition you're looking for may be a complementary skill. A few days ago, I was interviewing people for a client who wants to launch out a new hotel. I interviewed over 40 people for roles that had computer-related skills. And out of these 40 people, only about 5 had basic computer literacy, proficiency in Microsoft Office, not the entire suite, just some basics. They are not the best, but just because they have even just the basic that they have gave them an edge over the other people who probably had better score graduating, who probably went to better schools, or who probably had better degrees. But you see, your degree makes you good, but good is no longer enough. In the workplace, for you to 10x, you have to sharpen your skill. You have to improve every day on the things you do. So beyond your core skill, learn other skills that complement your core skill. Learn other things that gives you value. For example, you're an accountant. You need to know Excel. You need to know how AIs can be integrated to Excel applications that would help you do your job faster. You need to learn how to use Canva, for example, for presentation. You need to know how to use PowerPoint. You need to know how to use. The point is, learn complementary skills. There are skills that complement an accountant. Learn those skills. You are a social media person. You are a secretary. You are a front desk officer. You are a personal assistant. There are complementary skills that you need to learn to make you more equipped for your job. Google Workplace, Google Suite, Microsoft Suite, AI tools, graphic tools, editing tools. All of these things are complementary tools, skills that will allow you do your job better. If you do not increase your complementary skills, you would find it hard to 10x and become that asset. The more complementary skills you learn, the more invaluable you become. Imagine where you have 5 secretaries and you are the only secretary that knows how to shoot videos, that knows how to edit, that knows how to snap, that knows how to design, that knows how to curate content for social media. You are already 3 persons in one. If you go for an interview, you're likely to get ahead of everybody else because of your complementary skills. Not even the core, your complementary skills. So number 2 is master key competencies. If you want to 10x where you work, I would advise you that you begin to look at skills that improves your core skill or your core discipline, and then begin to master them. The more you master these skills, the more invaluable you become to the business. Learn those skills that would allow you to drive business results. Those skills that will allow you to deliver on your job effectively. Skills that will allow you to reduce costs, save time, and maximize productivity. Learn those skills. Let me give you some practical actions to help you achieve number 2. Identify between, say, 3 and 5 skills that are critical to your role and industry. That's task number 1. Under number 2, identify 3 or 5 skills that are critical to your role and industry. When you identify them, begin to learn them. Number 2, invest time weekly to improve on these skills. You can do that by taking courses, by getting mentorship, or by involving in projects, but invest time weekly so that you can master these skills. Number 3, build cross-functional skills. Cross-functional skills are transferable skills like leadership, tech fluency, communication, presentation. All these are transferable skills. They help you stay versatile. There are people who are very good at what they do, but they do not know how to communicate it. There are people who are very important in their role, but they lack leadership skills. You make them the lead of a team, everything comes crashing down. You need to learn leadership. Leadership is not something that anybody is born with. Everybody can learn leadership. Some people may have dominant traits of leadership, but everybody gets to learn leadership at one point. And leadership is all about willing influence. Willing influence. We all have people who influence us one way or the other. We all have that friend who comes to our house and we say, I want to wear this, and your friend says, no, I'll prefer the other one. And you change it because your friend prefers the other one. That friend is influencing you. We all have somebody we influence. If you can influence people towards doing the right thing for public good or whatever, that is a leadership skill. That is you functioning in a leadership role. Leaders are not necessarily the people who know everything or who know the most. They are people who know how to harness the people who know it and guide them, manage them, direct them in a way that they achieve results. Your mindset. You are your own most important asset. You need to build this mindset. You are your most important asset. So keep upgrading. If your company does not send you for trainings and you can afford it, send yourself. You find free trainings online, take them. You find subsidized courses you can afford, take them. If your company sends you on trainings, that is a bonus. It is your responsibility to train yourself, to improve yourself, to upgrade yourself. Nobody owes you that. Every time your company trains you, send you on training, it is because they have something they want you to achieve for them. But what do you want to achieve for yourself? So the responsibility to constantly upgrade is yours. So upgrade yourself. Number 3, build strategic relationships. Build strategic relationships. If you want to 10x, if you want to be that asset that is indispensable, if you want to be a valuable person where you work, you must build relationships. Your values multiply when you connect, when you influence, and when you collaborate with the right people, within or outside where you work. Many of us have that friend who knows somebody who always knows somebody. Yes, you need to be that kind of person. You are building value across the board, so much that you know somebody who always will know another somebody. You are the go-to person. You are the solution provider. You are the bridge. You're the one connecting people. You're the one creating collaboration. You're the one creating influence. You're the one connecting people. You need to build strategic relationships. Very essential. You want to 10x, you want to grow, you want to scale, you must build strategic relationships. Strategic means they must be intentional. They must have benefits. The relationship between a graphic designer, a video editor, a cinematographer, this relationship is strategic. By building relationships, you can acquire skills. By building relationships, you can improve your capacity. By building relationships, some things you pay for, you probably would get for free. Practical actions you can take to build strategic relationships. Number 1, map your internal network. Map your internal network. So where you work, map it. Map it in 3 ways: leaders, peers, key departments. Who are the leaders in my organization that I need to build relationship with? List them down. Ask yourself, how do I build this relationship with them? And then go to work, start doing that. I'm not saying be a bootlicker. I'm not saying go and be a sucker to somebody. I'm saying build mutual beneficial relationship. I'll tell you how you do that, but let's look at the other 2. Do the same thing for your peers. Who are my peers I need to build strategic relationship with? Which departments do I need to build relationship within and outside? When you identify them, begin to build meaningful connections with them, leaders, peers, key departments. Now, how do you build strategic relationships? Provide solutions. That's the best way to build relationship. Provide solutions. Don't go there with the intent to collect. Don't go there with the intent to receive. Go there with the intent to give. When you give, it is only natural that you will receive. So go there with the intent to fix a problem for them. Be a solution to them. Provide value to them. As you do that, they begin to see your importance and they will be the ones to open up for you to come in. Number two, position yourself as a solution provider, not just a task executor. Position yourself as a solution provider. When people call your name, they should call it with the mindset that, if you call this person, this problem is solved. If you call this person, he will provide a solution. If you call him, he will have a solution for this thing. He's a strategist. He's a this, he's a that. People should always see you for the value you bring, not what you want to collect. Okay? Number three, create visibility by contributing. Create visibility by contributing to cross-team initiatives. So you may not be in Team B, but you have value that Team B needs. Don't be selfish. Provide it. Provide it. I have a friend who has a tech background, but is working in another department where he works. But every now and then, he goes to the tech department to provide support. So much that the tech people are now lobbying senior management for them to transfer him to ICT, that he has been of immense benefit to them. The question is ICT a step higher from where he is? Yes, it is. If he goes to ICT, he probably will get a promotion. He probably will lead the team. That came from contributing across teams, providing solution for other units, other departments. What is it you know how to do that other departments are suffering from? What is it you can contribute that will help other departments improve? Remember, it is one company. Your contribution in Team A can also help Team B. So you want to 10x, you want to improve, you want to be that invaluable asset to the organization where you work. Begin to create visibility by providing value across teams, across units, across departments, across the industry. As much as you can, provide value. Now, this is a mind shift exercise for you. Your network is your leverage. Your network is your leverage. When you have network, you are building relationships. Those relationships can amplify impact. The relationships you have built and the solution you have provided those relationships may not pay you today. They could pay you tomorrow. Somebody might move from your company to a better company and then tells that new company about you. Why? Because you provided value and the value stuck with that person. So you must learn to provide value everywhere you go. Everywhere you find yourself. Aim to be indispensable. Aim to be that staff that everybody wants to collaborate with. Create visibility by providing solutions across the board. Step four, solve with initiative. Solve problems with initiative. Solve problems with initiative. The most valuable people in any organization are not those people who just complete their tasks. They are people who solve problems even before they become visible. They anticipate needs and they take ownership and provide solution. I made a post a few weeks ago. It was just a picture of someone standing, and then to the right, to the left, you have reaction, and to the right, you have proactive. And the question is, which are you? Are you reactive or you're proactive? People who want to 10x where they work are proactive people. People who want to 10x where they work do not wait to react to problems. They are proactive people. So even before the problem becomes visible, they own it and they solve it. They provide solution ahead of the problem. They anticipate the problem. And so step number 4, if you want to become that indispensable staff, be that guy, be that lady that would always anticipate and be proactive in solutions. If you anticipate needs and take ownership of them, you will naturally provide solutions that are proactive. Is there something happening in your office that it has not blown into a full problem, but you can see that this thing would eventually become a problem? You have the solution, but you're saying to yourself, it's not my job. It does not concern me. After all, it's only one salary they will pay me. You see, if you have that mindset, you may not 10x. If you have that mindset, you may not grow. The mindset of people who want to 10x, people who want to be indispensable, people who want to be most valuable asset in the organization they work, are people who anticipate problems and take ownership. They are people who build solutions even before the problem becomes visible. They own it and feel it. So if you want to 10x, you have to start adjusting your mindset. Start taking ownership of problems even before they become visible. Let me give you some practical steps to take to achieve this. Number 1, regularly ask yourself, what bottleneck can I clear before it becomes an issue? In your own work value chain, in your unit, in your department, in that work value chain, is there something that is a bottleneck? Is there something that is a problem that is hindering productivity? Is there something that is reducing efficiency? If you find it, ask yourself, how can I solve it? If you solve it, you are proactive. If you solve it, I'm sure you're not dealing with a management that is underappreciative. What you have just done is made yourself visible by solving problems even before they become obvious. Number 2, volunteer for complex or undefined projects. You have the expertise. A project is about to be launched. A project is ongoing. A project is being discussed. You have the capacity to be in that project. Volunteer. As long as it does not affect your primary responsibilities, it does not make you burn out in any way, volunteer. Volunteering is another platform to help you build capacity, is another platform to help you try out skills. You've taken online courses, but you've not been able to practice. Volunteering gives you the room to make mistakes and fail forward. You learn on the job. That's what volunteering allows you to do. It creates that room for you to practice, make mistakes, improve, and keep going. Number 3, bring database solutions, not just problems. If you're going to your leadership to point out problems, also go there with a solution. When I first joined banking, I was opportuned to go to my MD's office to do something. And I went with someone who was complaining something to my MD while I was there. And my MD said, I didn't employ you to tell me problems and then I think the solution. I employed you to tell me problems, give me solutions and options so I can pick one. So if you're going to complain about the problem and you're not bringing me solution, young man, you have no reason to be here. I'll fire you. That's what he said. I'll fire you. And so the point is, if you want to 10x, if you want to be a valuable employee, you want to be that indispensable person, when you go to your superiors with problems, go to them with solutions too. There is this problem I just noticed. There is this thing that I've just seen. I think if we do this, if we do that, so what you need from them is the permission to go ahead. What you need for them is the approval to go ahead, especially if that thing would require some kind of costs. If money will be expended for it, it's more reason why you are bringing them the solution. So bear this at the back of your mind. You must go to your superiors with not just with the problem, but with solution. Possibly give them options. Very important. Give them options. Mindset. Shift yourself from what do I need to do to what needs to be done. What you need to do is different from what needs to be done. What you need to do boils down to choice. But what needs to be done is a requirement. Look around you. What needs to be done that you have capacity for? What you need to do may probably be what is fitted into your job description. What needs to be done is something that needs to be done. You have the skill for it. It has not been assigned to anybody. Be proactive. Fix it. You have the capacity. Use it. Capacity not used is capacity wasted. Talent is like lemon. It's a fruit. If you don't peel it, you don't cut it, you don't squeeze it, there is no juice. It will just be lemon. Depending on how you store it, it might go bad, go to waste, and you discard it. It is the same with capacity. You have it, you don't use it, it's only a matter of time, it will lose its value. And so, with the capacity you have, look around you, what needs to be done? If you start fixing things that needs fixing intentionally, you will attract an indispensable status to yourself. You will begin to attract visibility of someone who is a valuable asset. The company begins to see you as that person. I used to be something called a utility staff. Utility staff, not what utility staff actually means. This is like a nickname I used to go by during my banking days. That was because I was head of ICT, but I was also grounded in HR. So I train staff, I do onboarding, I do networking. And so if we are setting up a new branch somewhere, I used to head regional office in Uyo. And so we're setting up a branch in Calabar. And management is deciding, okay, who are the people we need to send to Calabar? And somebody says, why do we need to send 3, 4, 5 people? Just send Harry. Just pay him a little more, but let's send Harry. Harry can set up the server, program them, power all the systems, set up the intercoms, network the place, do recruitment, onboard, train. Just one guy. All of this made me somewhat very valuable to the company because I could provide more than one service. I was also saving the company costs. So look around you. What needs to be done? Maybe that thing has not been assigned to anybody because they do not have someone that will do it. If you show capacity for it, you might be promoted into that space. So don't shy away from things that you have capacity for. Start fixing. I said, start fixing. If you start fixing, it wouldn't be long. Management would notice it. The people around you would notice it. Good things do not hide. And that's how you climb your way to 10x. That's how you become that valuable staff. That's how you become that indispensable asset, by solving problems with initiative. Even before they become obvious, take action and fix them. Number 5, the last step. Deliver results and evolve. Deliver results and evolve. As a 10x asset, you must deliver consistent and measurable outcomes. You are not delivering today and then tomorrow you're not. No, you must be consistent. For you to be an indispensable asset, for you to be a valuable asset, for you to 10x, you must be consistent in delivering value. They must be measurable and they must be consistent. Even as where you work shifts, you also shift. People must know you for making things happen. People must know you for contributing to the growth of the business. That's how you 10x. You must deliver. You're the guy that delivers at any given time. When people know you as the man that delivers, you are on your way to 10x. You must be what? Consistent. Your deliverables must be measurable. Practical actions for you to deliver consistently. Number one, track and communicate your impact. For example, you saved time, that's an impact. You generated revenue, that's an impact. You improved processes, that's an impact. You helped the company reduce time, that's an impact. You saved the company cost, that's an impact. You must track and communicate your impact. Let the company see the value you're bringing in. Number two, you must stay curious and adaptable. Don't get too comfortable in knowing just what you know. There is always something to know. So stay curious, keep learning, keep adapting to new things, trends, technology, customer need. These things are changing every day. Depending on where you work, things are changing in that space every day. Things are shifting. Stay curious, stay adaptable, keep learning, keep adapting, keep improving. Number three, reflect quarterly. You must be able to set key performance indicators for yourself. You must be able to measure that you are consistent enough. So set your own measures. Reflect on your deliverables, on your performances on a quarterly or monthly basis as suitable to you. Ask yourself, how has my role been? How has my value been? Have my contributions grown? Am I creating impact in this company? Am I still where I used to be? Has my value earned me visibility? These are questions you ask yourself. You must review yourself quarterly. How has my role, value, and contributions grown? How has my role, value, and contributions improved the company? You must ask yourself these questions regularly and be truthful. Anywhere there is gap, anywhere there is need to improve, keep improving, keep growing. That's the only way you can 10x. Be result driven. Be adaptable, but be result driven. Your growth should mirror the pace of the business world where you operate. Your growth should mirror the pace of the business world where you operate. Technology is here, you must adapt. AI is here, you must integrate. Grow as your industry is growing. Improve as your industry is improving. My final thoughts. Becoming the most valuable asset is not about working harder. No, it's about thinking and acting smarter, faster, and with intention. Becoming the most valuable asset is not about working harder. It's about thinking, acting smarter, faster, and with intention. If you do this, you are on your way to becoming an indispensable asset. You're on your way to becoming the most valuable asset in your company. This is a 10x strategy. This is a 10x structure. This thing is not a one-off strategy. It's not something you do once and you leave it. This is a lifetime approach to creating value wherever you go. If you can do these 5 things, number 1, own the mission. Number 2, master key competencies. Number 3, build strategic relationships. Number 4, solve with initiative. Number 5, deliver results and evolve. If you master these 5 things and do them everywhere you find yourself consistently and smart, I'm saying to you that you are positioning yourself to 10x. You're positioning yourself to become that invaluable asset, that indispensable asset, that person that the company wants to call every time they want something done, every time they need something done. You're that person they want to call. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being here. Thank you, 10X Business Conference, for the opportunity to share my thoughts on ways that we can become most valuable assets where we work and where we grow ourselves. I see some questions. Oh, yeah, we have questions. So I will just look at the questions and try to answer them. Wow, seem to have a lot. Okay. So please tell us your name and where you're streaming from. Okay, that's not for me. If you have a question, please leave a comment here. Okay. Okay, question. This question is from Promise. Promise is saying, in a situation where you have the solution, but you're not allowed to, what will you do? Yes. So I found myself in this position before. Like I said, I had a boss who was strict about job description. And we had systems that were not really bad per se. We just needed to upgrade their chip. We had printers, we had scanners that the company had abandoned. I'm not talking 3, 4, 5. I'm talking over 20 pieces of printers, HP printers that we had abandoned. I was not employed then. And then when I joined the company, I saw these printers, I saw these systems there. And I said to my boss, I can fix these things. And he said, leave them. It's not your job. You're not employed to fix systems. You are a database administrator. But I couldn't take my eyes off it. I couldn't pretend that I don't see it. I know that I can fix it. And within me, I felt like it was not proper. It wasn't okay that these things were just there. Because I was deliberate about fixing it, because I wanted to fix it, the opportunity provided itself for me to do that. And I did. And when I did, that was the first break I had. That was the first visibility I had. And that prompted my first promotion. In fact, that thing knocked off my probation. I was confirmed after that incident, and then I got my first promotion. And 2 promotions after that within 1 year. And I was transferred out of that branch to head a regional branch because I took that initiative. I'm saying this to say that the opportunity will present itself. When it does, don't be shy to step up and present your solution. Whoever that is ahead of you and is not allowing you to present your solution will not be because the solution is bad. Sometimes it is because that other person is also feeling inferior. There's a complex issue. There's an esteem issue there. If you have to teach the other person, go ahead and teach the other person. It doesn't reduce the value you have. Everybody knows it is you. So if you need to teach the other person, teach the other person. If you need to teach somebody, teach somebody. But if you have the solution, there will always be a provision to share it. When it comes, step up and share it. Any other questions? We have just one question here. Questions? Okay, no question.
This is the time to ask question, guys. Let's ask our question and just leave a comment, and I'm going to highlight your question, okay? We have like a few minutes to drop our questions so that we can move forward to the next thing. All right, guys. I'm waiting for your questions. Okay, I think we can continue. I think there's no more question coming in for now. We can continue now.
We're actually done, so we can just take questions. If none, we can round up the session.
All right, let's round up then. Guys, let's ask questions now because now is the time for us to hear from an experienced personnel. Mr. Harry here has so much experience in all of these things, and he is the best person to give us, answers to any question at all relating to everything he has taught tonight. So it's very important that we ask questions. You can only know better when you ask questions. So seize this opportunity right now and hear from the horse's mouth. Other than that, we would be wrapping up this session. So, Mr. Harry, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It was really a pleasure having you join us this evening. I learned so many things this evening. I am blessed to have listened to you, and I would be executing all of the things you have said tonight today. I'll be executing starting right now. And I hope that everybody that is watching and have listened, we've all extracted value from this session. So please, let's appreciate our speaker, Mr. Harry Poben. He has done so much for us this evening. Please celebrate him in the comments, okay? And if you have questions, you still have about a minute to ask any question you want to ask. Okay, I think we have a question. Someone said, yeah. Is that a question? Okay. We're having. Okay, so someone is asking for your profile and your handles. They want to follow you on social media. So please, sir, kindly share
Okay,
your profile. Yes.
on all social media handles, I use just one username. That's my username on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere, except for Twitter, where I use, which is X. On X, I use yeah, that's my X account, but every other account is the same username.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have Halima. Halima is saying thank you. Halima, thank you too for joining us this evening. Honor Her Precious Promise is also saying thank you. Thank you very much, Precious, for joining us this evening. So I guess we don't have any other question. We are wrapping up. We have 2 more minutes to the end of this session. Please take advantage now and let us celebrate our speaker.
Okay, that's me.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
so
much.
much. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Harry.
Thank
It
you.
was really good to hear from you this evening. And I look forward to seeing you at the conference. So let me use this opportunity to tell us if you've not gotten your tickets, Mr. Harry is going to be live in Abuja. And it will be very bad if you are not part of that conference of this conference. So hurry up now and go to our website www.10xbusinessconference.africa and get your tickets. We have standard, we have executive, we have premium. Do not miss out on seeing Mr. Harry Poben. And you get amazing thing is you get to ask him questions one on one. So if peradventure after this session you don't have you have more questions coming up at the conference, you get access to him, free access. So please hurry up and get your tickets at the website. Or I'm going to leave a number in the comments where you could just send a message to that number and you get your tickets with ease. Okay? Just send a message to that number and we will take it up from there. Other than that, I am going to be leaving you guys with all of the value that you have gotten this evening from our speaker. So I hope to see you at the conference, and let's do this some other time next week. All right. Good night, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Bye.